Lady Arabelle only gave me a quick rundown before she sent me. But whatever you brought back from the Ascendant Order sites has her raring to go. I always wanted to save a royal, and not die in the process. I'm rather fond of life, you know? Doesn't she always? I assume it involves some crazy scheme to get you onto the prison island of Amenos to look for High King Emmerich, Queen Irene, and Prince Ernskar. She would have selected me, but she knows I hate being the center of attention. Just the usual. She wants you back at Mandrake Manor so she can give you all the details. She tends to keep things to herself, even after all this time. I'd be insulted that she doesn't trust me, but I know I can't actually be trusted. My one flaw.
Friend, Lady Arabelle is waiting for you upstairs.
Welcome back, my dear. We have a lot to discuss, and time is of the essence. I hoped that by investigating the Ascendant Order, we'd uncover a clue as to how to find the missing Alliance leaders. Now we have it on good authority that they may be on Amenos. From the cookpot to the campfire, as my great-aunt Ailes used to say. It's just a saying, dear. As you're still on retainer, I'd like you to spearhead our rescue efforts. Jakan will go with you to the island, then you'll split up to search for the royals. It's risky, but there's a lot of ground to cover. Aboard a prison ship. They sail for Amenos regularly from the Dufort docks. We'll be contracting the services of a Captain Basrush. She's a dear friend. Jakan and I will meet you there after I finish briefing Captain Colleen and the others. While you head to the Dufort docks, I'll discuss our plan with the Alliance captains. We'll need them for this to succeed. Captain Basrush will get you to the island safely. I know for a fact she can't refuse a purse full of gold. Captains Colleen, Suzo, and Zaji have been procuring ships just for that purpose. The waters around Amenos are treacherous, but I have faith in their skills. I wish I could send more agents to help you, but I prefer to keep a low profile. For the same reason you're traveling by prison ship, so as not to alarm House Menard. We still don't know the extent of their involvement, or if they're making their own play against Emmerich and the others. Anything else, dear, or can we get moving? Oh, Basrush is delightful. You'll get along with her smashingly. We met when she was a smuggler operating along the Sentinel coast. Now she runs under a charter from House Menard, ferrying prisoners and supplies to Amenos Station. Goodness, no. It served as a haven for pirates and smugglers once, before the Empire decided it was a perfect place to dump its undesirables. Political prisoners, prisoners of war, rival nobles. Emmerich continues the practice to the current day. The entire archipelago sits atop the bones of an ancient volcano. Sheer cliffs, jagged reefs, and dangerous currents make Amenos a perfect site for a prison. The only safe landing on the isle is the dock at Amenos Station. I suppose you can call it that. It serves the nearby prison stockade, though the worst offenders are banished to the jungle. The Empire used to send prisoners to Amenos, and it still is a dumping ground for people the authorities want to disappear. They do something to the prisoners. They call it processing. Once that occurs, they can only survive in the Amenos jungle. They go anywhere else, they die. At least that's what they tell them. So yes, the jungle belongs to the prison gangs. It's a closely guarded secret, I'm afraid. When prisoners are selected for banishment, they undergo some sort of magical or alchemical treatment. After that, they can only survive in the jungle. Is it true? Does it matter? The prisoners believe it. House Menard runs the prison stockade for the Daggerfall Crown. They profit off the prisoner exchanges, the mines in the jungle, other prisoner labor. and they maintain Amenos Station, the only true civilization on the entire island.
Wait, what? The prison island? Shouldn't I get a say in this?
Oh, I know you can't stand to be left out of the action. Think of the stories you can tell of your daring escape.
Well, that's true. I guess I'm easy to read.
Like a book, dear.
Sorry, Lady Arabelle. I couldn't find any of the volumes on your list at my last port.
No time for books today, my darling. My friend has a favor to ask, so play nicely.
Good health to you, Wayfarer. I'm the captain of the Shackled Guar. Now tell me, what grand adventure has Lady Arabelle drafted you into, and what does it have to do with me? Talk fast, Mainlander. I sail for Amenos on the tide. Oh? And I suppose she's offering her usual pouch of gold and the promise of an evening's company at her manor? She does know the way to this sailor's heart. If that's your port of call, who am I to argue? Just know the dangers before you step aboard my ship. If they process you in the stockade, you'll never leave Amenos alive. If you head into the jungle, beware the beasts and the gangs of banished. Good health to you, Waif. If that's your... The gangs of prisoners who band together to survive in the jungle. They're all bad, but the green serpents are the worst. Here, for you and the pretty boy. Disguises. Put them on and try to look appropriately forlorn as you go aboard my ship. You need disguises because you want to travel aboard a prison ship. And because you want to avoid notice when we reach Amenos. So, disguises. You'll look like just two more poor bastards bound for the prison island, guaranteed. You know the lady. She picks up strays wherever she goes. Helps with her work, and she enjoys the company. The first time we met, she was supposed to arrest me for smuggling. Instead, she turned me into an operative, and we broke a much larger ring. Oh, the lady has her ways. And I could never say no to a pouch full of gold and a pretty face. Say, your face is pretty. Maybe if you survive and make it off Amenos, you can call on me. Just ask around the docks. Everyone knows old Basrush. The Shackled Guar is just down the pier. Move, you dirty prisoners.
You get them there, you old sea dog, and I'll get them out.
I'll do my job, Arabelle. And remember, I like pomegranate wine with my salted mutton.
All the prisoners are aboard, Captain.
2 more latecomers, Juris.
These prisoners aren't on my list.
Then add them. I'll tell you about it later.
As you say, Captain. Get aboard, you scum!
Inside, prisoner. Move!
Psst. Over here. Like my new outfit? What better way to search Amenos Station than disguised as a jailer, huh? I'll see what I can learn about our missing royals here in the stockade and around town. You head to the jungle. From what I already heard, you need to hurry. Before I engaged in 2 of my 3 favorite activities, eavesdropping and thievery, I heard the jailers talking about a bounty placed by the Green Serpent's prison gang. They're offering a reward for 3 nobles that washed ashore in the jungle. What else could it be? Do you know of any other noble-born people who were lost at sea in the area? So head north and go through the big gate. That's your way into the jungle. Meanwhile, I'll see whether or not House Mornard is involved in all this. First, find the leaders. If you can't do that, find the serpents. One of them is bound to know something. I hear they have a camp northeast of the Jungle Gate. And take this flare. The 3 captains are circling the island, waiting for your signal. After you secure the royals, find a clear beach and fire that flare.
You think the serpents were telling the truth? Freedom? If we find the lost nobles?
You know
I don't care what you say. I'm heading into the jungle.
Don't be stupid, Rasa. You're safer here in the stockade.
I am a good hunter. Freedom or death?
Look at here. New meat. You've got big ears, new meat. But if you must know, word around this stockade is that the green serpents are offering a way off this rock. Something about friends in high places. You just need to find a trio of nobles supposedly wandering the jungle. What gave it away? The fact that no one gets off this rock? Or that the serpents have friends in high places? Or maybe how ridiculous it is to imagine nobles lost in the jungle. I'll tell you what I told Rasa. Going into the jungle is crazy.
Are you a political prisoner, a war criminal, or a murderer? Oh, I know. You're the second cousin of a duke sent here to rot.
Why do I even talk to you?
Through this gate lies the jungle of Amenos. Your home for the rest of your miserable lives.
Please, I'm innocent, I tell you. Don't send me into the jungle.
Too late for that. You've all been processed. If we don't banish you into the jungle, you'll die.
Right. Certain death out here. At least a slight chance to survive in the jungle. That's the fate of the banished.
Don't seem like I'm getting much done here.
You failed again, Lasham. It's not my fault. You're dangerous, powerful. I'm dangerous too, Red. Musi, hush, kill.
Keep the Ornods away from those poisons.
Triple the guards on the captured royal, and find the others. I promised all 3 to the Ascendant Magus, and I won't disappoint you. Crap about now.
I'm with you, my friend.
Another fight? Well, if you insist. Oh. Walker, is that you? What are you doing here? Are you a prisoner? No matter. Just seeing you makes me feel 100 times better. Sachi's alive! That's good to know. Now I can kill him for getting us wrecked as soon as I see him. When the storm hit, it was all I could do to hang on to some wreckage and make it to this beach. We're on Amenos, right? The Alliance leaders, right. I keep meaning to try to find Queen Irene, but every time I get started, more of those prison mongrels rush out of the jungle and attack me. I love a good fight as much as the next sailor, but I'm exhausted. Sure, 2 noses are better than 1. If we can pick up Queen Irene's scent, I can track her. That's sort of my specialty. The nose knows, as the kittens say. Stay close and follow me. Let's look around. If I catch a familiar scent, I can follow it. Peace conference. Is that what this is all about? Zaji received orders from the crown, probably because of our reputation as dragon slayers. And smugglers, we're good at that too. Chisbari, Sidura, and the rest stayed behind in Central because of the secrecy. They gave us royal agents to crew the Pounce. I'm not sure there are any other survivors to find. I didn't see anyone else make it to shore. Give me a moment. Someone used this shelter recently. Their scent is fresh. Familiar. This way. What have we got here? The remains of a fire. There are tracks here. This way. Let me take a sniff. Ah. There was a fight here. What's that? On the ground. That medallion has the Queen's scent all over it. There! I have her trail. Follow me. The Queen is in danger.
Ariel, bless my crown, but it's good to see you, my friend. Don't tell me you got washed onto this oblivion-cursed rock, too. You have my apologies, old friend. I must smell like a 3-day dead gua right now. It was a well-planned and dastardly attack. I could sense the magical nature of the summoned storm, and none of my own arcane protections functioned. They blocked them, somehow. If the storm hadn't raged out of control, I'd be dead now. Of course. I'm not an archmage, but I know my way around a spell or two. They must have had agents aboard as well, because I sensed a pulse of magicka before the storm hit. Whatever it was, the bastards rendered every enchanted item we had useless. Perhaps. I also understand that Amenos has protections in place to discourage scrying and portal spells. Between the two, it's no wonder the Magus Guild couldn't trace our medallions. Absolutely. Tamriel is changing and her leaders must adapt. The situation in Cyrodiil right now, I can't see a way forward. Perhaps these talks represent a solution. I'm always in favor of people sitting down to have an earnest conversation. Perhaps.
I also understand that Amenos has protections in place to discourage scrying and portal spells. Between the two, it's no wonder the Mages Guild couldn't trace our medallions. Absolutely. Ariel, bless my crown, but it's good to see you, my friend. Ah, Lady Arabelle. I knew she wouldn't leave us to rot in this jungle. But she only sent you. Not an army or a chivalry of knights. No matter. I welcome the company. Trouncing these green serpent bastards is amusing, but I'm starting to grow weary. Ah, yes. We were together for a time, but we argued and he rushed off in a huff. I believe I know where to find him after we make some preparations for our rescue. You can signal a ship, but I can help calm the storm that hugs the coast. Never heard about my time with the Sea Elf pirates? They taught me some weather magic. Could you get what I need for the ritual? A claw from a volcanic beast, a feather, and the bones of a drowned sailor. Sadly, these beaches are thick with those. Gather the claw, a feather, and the bones, and I'll make sure the rescue ship can reach the shore safely. While you're gone, I want to take a look at Casca's wounds. She won't admit it, but I can see that she's hurt pretty badly. It was a Casca, you've been injured. Let me tend to your wounds.
Here we go.
Casca will be all right. And you have the items? Well done. While portals to and from Amenos are prohibited, I can teleport within the confines of the island. It just takes more effort. Interesting. Thank you for procuring these items. With them, I can clear the storm when we're ready to depart. Oh, very well, if you insist. You may not believe this, but Emmerich and I do not always see eye to eye. He's as stubborn as his throne is uncomfortable. Why the Bretons insist their king must suffer every time he sits down, I'll never understand. Here, I'll mark your map. It was just north of here. I wonder how excited you'll be when the eagle and the lion are back together again. We tend to argue. A lot. I'll catch up after. Have no fear, I'll be along shortly. I just need to... Never mind, it's complicated. Magica. Don't worry, I've got this. Go find Emmerich. I'll be fine. I just need a moment. Sea elf magic is always so particular. This difficulty will help us immensely. This is the spot, but no Emmerich. That man is infuriating. This complicates the situation. Let's talk. Emmerich isn't here, but he left behind a number of green serpents. For a man of his advanced years, he can still swing a powerful sword. Emmerich is nothing if not reliable. Look at the way the dead serpents are laid out. Isn't it obvious? He left a trail to follow. It leads directly into the cave just up the path. Go ahead. I'll be along shortly. The poultices should have done their job by now, so I want to go back and retrieve Casca. We will want her strength at our side before this is over, and she needs to be nearby when you signal for the rescue ship. Don't worry about me. If I could survive the politics of Somerset, I can handle an inhospitable island. I'll retrieve Casca.
Servants to fight. Good. I'm just getting started. You don't appear to be one of these green serpent ruffians. Shame. I was hoping to notch an even 20. My friend, what a turn of fate to meet you here of all places. I didn't accidentally banish you to Amenos, did I? No, of course not. I'd remember if I saw your name on one of those prison writs. But what are you doing here? Pray, tell. Lady Arabelle, you say? How is the dear woman? She and I have shared quite a few close calls over the years. But she only sent you? I assumed I merited at least a dozen knights or so. Ah, well, I assume you have a way to get us off this damn island. Ah, you've seen Irene. And she's still alive? Good. Do you know, I was looking for young ElderScroll when these serpents rushed out and tried to toss me in that cage. I showed them. But I think they may have captured our wayward Nord prince. I half expected to find our young Nord prince sitting atop a pile of dead serpents, but no such luck. Let's take a look around and see if we can find anything that points to where the serpents might be holding Euron's pup. Come to think of it, I also heard these serpents mention a captured noble. I suppose that's what whoever's behind this told them. No reason to reveal we're royals. Instantly raises the bounty. I really wish I'd taken one of them prisoner, though. What does a High King do? Everything and nothing, or so it seems some days. I lead the Daggerfall Covenant, I rule over High Rock, and I attend meetings. So many meetings. Any other questions before more of these serpents show up? Over my strenuous objections, honestly. I was Earl of Cumberland. Before King Gardner died, he dropped dead of the Nahartan flu, and suddenly I was crowned King of Wayrest. Haven't had a decent night's sleep since. When Rancer challenged my rule, an alliance seemed a prudent course for a quick resolution. Luckily, it was still in place when the Empire collapsed. The Covenant represents a return to the ideals of the past, and I believe, our best hope for peace. That's a good question. Yoren the Scald King was invited, of course, but the official response we got out of Mournhold was short and sweet. His son would negotiate on the Pact's behalf. Not for me. I have heard that ElderScroll is something of a royal pain in the arse. But aren't we all, to some extent? Perhaps Yoren is using this as a training exercise. If ElderScroll doesn't make matters worse, maybe he'll learn something. Look around. ElderScroll was here before they moved him. I'm sure of it. The Scald King's axe. ElderScroll held that like Queen Maria grips a sweet roll. He wouldn't give it up willingly. Fights like a giant. That sounds like ElderScroll. And he's at the coin fort. Well done. Let's find Queen Irene, shall we? All that dead lout had was this bottle of wine. Ugh! Sour. Is there no joy on this damned island? Yeah, if I were to break an ankle making this jump, Queen Maria would kill me. I'll go around and meet you outside.
Good to see you still well, Emmerich.
And you, Irene. Nice, cat. I said, fine. Let's chat. I washed up alone, and now I'm surrounded by allies. At least, allies for the nonce. It's funny how fate can change in a moment, eh? Let's talk about the things we found in the cave. Right. Mentions taking their captive noble to the coin fort. That has to be Prince ElderScroll. Amenos used to be a stronghold for High Rock slave traders, but that was many years ago. There's a crumbling old ruin just west of here. A long time ago, yes. Not something the Covenant sanctions today, but you're missing the pertinent point. The Green Serpent gang is using the old coin fort as a hideout, and they're holding Prince Ernskar there. We did indeed. There are songs sung about that weapon. Literally, Yoren performed one of them the last time we shared company. We must return it to the prince when we find him. Anyway, our course seems clear. We make for the coin fort to the west. Don't worry about me. I'll meet you at the coin fort. It's just west of here, if I remember my maps. I'll just spend the walk thinking about the choices I've made. A little retrospective. To the coin fort.
Fills my heart with
Shall we
pride to know the
journey
High
there
King
together,
knows something of our
Irene?
deeds.
Casca will run ahead and clear the path. I'll make my own way there. I'll see you at the fort. Do try to keep pace with Casca, Emmerich. She'll keep you safe.
And she's gone. Again. Don't worry about me. I'll just take the long way around. I could use a nice walk. Truth be told, this is one of the most relaxing diplomatic missions I've had in quite some time.
Walker, we need to talk. Bright moons shine upon us, Walker. Before you arrived, I did some sniffing. A scent like the one that lingers on that axe you found. It's inside the Coin Lord's old fort. I'd bet Zaji's left ear that it's Prince Ernskar. Queen Irene suggests subterfuge. They seek the nobles. Let's give them one. In a word, yes. Pretend Emmerich is your prisoner. Escort him to the front gate and wait for them to let you in. Meanwhile, the Queen and I will await your signal. After we free Ernskar, we'll find a place to signal the rescue ship.
The High King most definitely, agrees. Lead on, my foul captor.
Come, Casca. Let's see how much trouble we can get into.
If you insist.
They captured one of the nobles. You, bring that prisoner inside at once. Sentry, unlock the gate.
I'll draw the serpents out. Be ready.
Hands off, you bastard!
That's one of the nobles Dishti wants.
High King Emmerich is no one's prisoner.
Steady, my friend.
Attack!
You've met your match.
Well done. Casca and I will cause a distraction. Go find Prince Ernskar.
The Ascendant Order won't make good on their promise if he's dead next breath.
Can I assume this is a rescue? The King's Arrow? Is that really you, my friend? Where you fly, victory is sure to follow. But what are you doing here? How did you find me? So all 3 Alliance delegates still live. Good. As soon as I came ashore, I was set upon by the serpents. I made the bastards pay. But even the son of Yoren, the Skull King, can't fight an entire prison gang on his own. There were too many of them. Sungir, axe of the Skull King. Ah, it feels good to cradle you in my arms again, you powerful blade. But we can't go yet. The Serpent said that something called the Ascendant Order is behind us. Their leaders, the Lord and Magus, are here. And we will, after we deal with the Ascendant Order leaders. Emmerich would agree, and so would Irene. Come, friend. We can deal with these traitors in one fell swoop. With Sungir once more in hand, I feel better already. Let's find this Ascendant Lord and his Magus. I want to show them what it means to attack a Nord warrior. Someone was going to ask that eventually. Publicly, Yoren wants me to step up. The Pact is a sprawling alliance facing threats from all sides. The Skull King has many responsibilities. This is his way to finally allow me to share his burdens. Privately, the old goat is someone warming his bed at night, and refuses to stray too far from home. She's a lovely Riften lass, Brunhilde. My father's never been happier. He was only too eager to let me travel in his stead and represent the Pact. Hope is for poets, like my father. I am a warrior. One does not shy from battle at the first sign of danger. Even if nothing is gained from these conversations, Emmerich, Irene, and I shall be the ones who decide when to quit the field. Curious about the Prince of Windhelm, are you? What do you want to know? I have nothing to hide. A personal question. My relationship with the Skull King is complex. He loves the chance to teach lessons, to pass on his tales. But he is still disappointed that I can't sing, forever denying him that father-son duet he's always dreamed of. My role? I've been a prince my entire life. My youth was not unlike yours, I imagine. I hunted, I fought, and I learned my lessons. I bathed in the frigid waterfalls that crash from the high peaks, and wrestled with wolves for sport. You don't know the story? How our three disparate peoples came together to repel the Akaviri invaders? I haven't always thought so, but I believe the Nords, the Dark Elves, and the Argonians are truly stronger together. I've seen it firsthand. It feels good to be armed again. I've missed you, Sungir.
I'll get Irene and Casca. We'll wait for your signal.
I do believe we're good at this.
We will have your missing nobles by day's end, my lord.
See that you do. Magus, summon the Order. We meet on High Isle on the morrow.
For Sendar!
My liege, we must go.
Ocean. That's a good place to use your signal. Shore's bold. Let's see that light all the way back in Windhelm. Let's get to the dock.
Hold them at bay.
my call and still your fury.
It's working!
I don't believe it. She actually did it.
Onto the ship, quickly.
We got them all, even Casca! Friend, give the word and Zati will have you back at Mandrake Manor before you know it.
A daring rescue, a clean escape. Well done, my friend. I can't wait to tell Queen Maria all about it. Very well. Thanks for asking. It feels like forever and a day since you acted with my authority on the Covenant's behalf, doesn't it? I must say, shipwrecked or not, it's a pleasure to have you by my side again.
The Ascended Magus and his lord are cowards. Neither would stand and fight. They call themselves knights? Hardly. At least we heard their plans. A meeting on High Isle, we heard the Ascended Lord say. You mean aside from being half-drowned and captured by a prison gang? I fought in many battles, worked at my father's side, and I have started knitting. One of the Grands at the castle has been teaching me. Says it's good for my temperament. Your adventure in... Oh, yes. Something about a big sack of amber, right? As brave as the Argonians can be, the Hist makes as much sense to me as a high elf at Hrothgar. Did you stop some kind of threat? Or save someone's life? Truly. Apologies for my levity, friend. Ask a Nord warband if they would die for their fellows, and you will see a forest of raised fists. Yet another thing my people and the warriors of Blackmarsh have in common, I suppose. Nor I, my friend. Vampires and a mad Jarl. Now that's the stuff my father loves to sing about. And that's Svana, who's... well, she's a commanding presence. She's changed so much since we were children. What? No! What an impertinent question. You are lucky you are the savior of Western Skyrim. Fancy Svana, I could never... What were we talking about again? If you put a blade to my neck and asked me to explain Alsav, the tribunal, I'd probably go down in a spray of blood. I read in the reports you were there. Saved a god, stopped a rock from the heavens. Standard fare for you. I can only imagine. Father introduced me to the tribunal. When Lord Vivek spoke, it was like the chimes of the universe sounding in my ears. And so the seal. I'm not so sure about that one. Almalexia is all right, though. Intense.
A daring rescue, a clean escape. Well done, my friend. I can't wait to tell Queen... Very well. Actually, I have a question for you. The head of my intelligence ring, Copper Daria, she's an Ogrim. Scares me half to death, but she's terribly effective. She mentioned your name in connection to the Thieves' Guild, of all things. Care to explain? Ha! Good answer. I'll let you in on a little secret the other Alliance leaders won't tell you. Commerce in Tamriel won't work without outlaws. Why else do you think we let them place those ostentatious little hidey holes and refuges everywhere? Quorog. He was... complicated. Quite literally saved my life, you know. Your role in his death and Basrag's rise to power, all very understandable given the situation. But I'd be lying if I said it wasn't a somber day. When well, we've had him by the palace a few times. He brings along a barrel of Korog's favorite ale, and we toast the memory of dead warriors. Strong alliances have been forged on less than that, don't you know? I did. The reports were terrible. After everything that's happened, you'd think one more Daedric prince trying to take over the world wouldn't shock me. And yet... It's not as if the Longhouse Emperors were known for their temperance, but yes, it's disgusting. Incredibly impressive, your actions in Blackwood.
As depressing as it sounds, that's the most fun I've had in months. To be honest, I wasn't sure the ritual would work. If it hadn't, let's assume Zaji could have navigated through the storm and reached us anyway. Yeah, let's go with that. They say these are the times that try a mer's soul, but I want to believe I've risen to the occasion. Our first adventure together feels like a lifetime ago, though, doesn't it? If I'm to be stuck on a jungle island with anyone, I'm glad it's you. I was as well. That business was ghastly, and I thank you for your help. Meanwhile, I was stuck in yet another interminable meeting at Eldenroot. I can assure you, Daedric princes or no, you were having more fun than I was. I'm sorry. You met Elwinari at a very difficult time. She's actually a lovely person, and she has a brilliant mind. I desperately wish I could have been there to lend my aid. And my sword arm. I don't get to unsheath my sword nearly enough. It was a well-planned and dastardly attack. I could sense the magical nature of the summoned storm, and none of my own... Of course. I'm not an archmage, but I know my way around a spell. Absolutely. They say these are the times. I swear, that eye of mine, he gets friskier and friskier with each passing day. Our last conversation was not about matters of state or threats to my security, but about the meritorious backside of a Gratwood emissary. Riveting. I sent him on ahead to prepare the way, but who knows where that cat has gotten to. I promised there would be no trouble, that all the secrecy and careful planning would make the voyage uneventful. Stars above, I'll never hear the end of it now. I have. I would have said anyone was better than that terrible Tharn woman, but Chimera is a stars-blessed delight. She's so brave. The idea of the two of you facing down dragons. That's another battle I could only read about in an eyes report. I think so as well. Core to the Dominion is self-governance and respect for every culture. But if we can see a unified Anakina and Palatine, if the Khajiit people can rally behind a single voice, it would certainly make my life easier.
You know, Queen Irene seems like the kind of person I'd like to get an ale with.
Zaji's ship was closest when the signal flare ignited.
Do you like? Ah, nice to be back in the city. Lady Arabelle wants you back at Mandrake Manor, friend. I'll see you there.
Well, here comes our hero now. Well done, my dear.
Excellent. Who wants a drink? The Prince of Windhelm is by.
Hold fast there, lad. We're safe for now, but the battle's just begun.
Good work finding the Alliance leaders and getting them off Amenos safely. I'm quite proud of you, my dear. Lord Bacaro and I will spirit them to a more secure location shortly. Then we can turn our attention back to the Ascendant Order. So Prince Ernskar told me. We'll get to that. First, you need to rest, and I need to make sure our royal guests remain safe. For now, take this. As long as I can count on you, there's more where that came from. Thanks to you, the royals have finally reached High Isle. While the Ascendant Order has lost their prizes, they remain a threat. Once the Ascendant Lord and his magus learn the Alliance leaders are here, they will stop at nothing to reach them. Lord Bacaro and I have a secure place. They'll be safe enough there. So far, we've been on the defensive, reacting to events. The time has come to take the fight to the Ascendant Order, and my plan starts with this meeting you heard about on Amenos. And I think I know how to determine where this assemblage will take place. While you were away, I received reports of Ascendant Order activity at Mistmouth Cave. I propose we investigate, and if luck is with us, catch ourselves a Lord and a Magus. Mistmouth Cave lies on the northern coast of High Isle. It's a favorite of outlaws and pirates. I'll meet you there. I need to go over some details with Jakan one more time. Things tend to go in one ear and out the other with that one, you know. Not as safe as they could be. Lord Bacaro, Valesi, and I arranged for the Mages Guild to protect the conference site on All Flags Islet with powerful defensive spells. I'll rest easier with the delegates safely behind those wards. That's our hope. Now that the Alliance leaders are here and safe, they just need a little time to recover from their ordeal. And we need to make sure the Ascendant Order no longer poses a threat. Worried about me? Oh, pish-posh. I was dealing with brigands, trolls, and threats to the realm since well before Rancer launched his ill-fated little war. There's nothing in this archipelago that I can't handle. But thanks for your concern, dear.
Why must we sit on our hands? The Dominion can crush the Ascendant Order with one fell blow.
I will not allow the Dominion to land warriors on Breton shores. The Daggerfall Covenant will handle this matter.
Summon your fleets and I will leave. The Ebonheart Pact will not negotiate under threat of attack.
Patience, please. This is a delicate situation. Let us handle this. Now go with Jakan. He'll see you to a safer location.
You saved the Alliance leader.
There. I recharged the medallions. They can be returned to the delegates.
What a strange magic.
Whatever the Ascendant Order unleashed on the delegates' ship drained the medallions of the spells I put in place. Fortunately...
Valesia's arcane skills are very impressive, don't you think? The spells she imbued into the medallions demonstrate subtlety and power. As she seeks to learn druidic magic, I am...
Shook. Look at Ifalon in the distance. I've never seen Mount Firesong so active. I don't like the looks of that volcano. As if we didn't have enough trouble already. Could this be related to what Valesia and you discovered at the Druidic Circle? Could the Ascendant Magus really affect the volcano to such an extent? That's true. The ground rumbled when he summoned a storm at the castle. And the volcanic vents became active after he conjured the storm that wrecked the Alliance ships. There was no storm this time, though. Absolutely nothing, dear. But Mount Firesong hasn't erupted in centuries. The Druids maintain its slumber. Let's hope they can keep it calm until we stop the Magus from drawing more power. In the meantime, let's look inside Mistmouth Cave, shall we? Anything that points us to the Order's upcoming meeting. If the Ascendant Magus sent out a summons, someone here should know about it. And keep watch for anything else of importance. You never know what clue will be the one to solve the mystery. Mount Firesong is the volcano that rises above the island of Ifalon. You can see it in the distance. It's always been restless, and its vents and hot springs stretch throughout the archipelago. I didn't think too much about the initial rumbles. The Stone Lord Druids administer to the vents here on High Isle, but the Firesong Circle controls Ifalon. Outsiders aren't welcome there, and I've never seen one of their druids. They say the fire songs work to keep the volcano appeased. Head inside. I'm right behind you. Volkesh? Be careful. They're drawn to volcanic activity. Dead Ascendant Order Knights? They must have fallen to the lava creatures. A map of Castle Nevere. The Order attacked there already. But this map shows a river where there shouldn't be one. This cave is crawling with Ascendant Order Knights and Volkesh. We should be careful. The Magus must have come here to continue his experiments. He plans to use this power in their next attack. We need to determine the target. Another turret. Step carefully, dear. A summons to a council of the Ascendant Order. This is what we've been looking for. Let's talk. So let's review what we found. First, there was a map of Castle Nevere that showed a river that doesn't exist. At least it's not on the surface. If it depicts an underground river, it could also indicate a hidden passage beneath the castle. Let me see that again. Yes. The Ascendant Magus thinks he can draw on the volcano to lend power to his spells. The next target they attack, he'll have more control over his ritual. Below the Sleeping Knights? What could that mean? Statues or bodies? I suspect we're looking for catacombs again, like the ones we found beneath a Bane chapel, but I saw no sleeping knights there. I assume that the poor departed Banneret Janine succumbed either to the heat and fumes in these caves, or to the Volkesh that congregate near the lava pools. But their misfortune is our good luck. We have what we need to move forward. Of course, it becomes quite clear when you put all the pieces together. The Duforts have interred their dead in the vaults beneath their castle for centuries. The Order must be meeting in the Navia dungeons. I'll collect Jakan and meet you there.
There! Over here!
Very subtle, Lady A.
Jakan and I have been watching the entrance. There are definitely people going into the dungeons and not coming out. They must be throwing quite a party down there. No sign of the Ascendant Magus, though. He may already be inside. By using the summons we found in Mistmouth Cave, naturally, take Jakan with you and present the note if anyone tries to stop you. Once inside, confront the Ascendant Magus and disrupt whatever plan the Order has in motion. Simple as that, dear. Oh, take them down with as much violence as possible. That goes without saying. But try not to take on the entire Order by yourselves. Good help is hard to find. If you can expose the Lord or Magus's identities, that might be enough to defeat them. Who does under the armor and hoods? I threw together some Ascendant Order outfits for the two of you. All you need to do is act like you belong there. Here, try them on. Ooh, they fit perfectly. Now get in there and find out what the Ascendant Magus is up to.
You couldn't find something a little more flattering?
The idea is to blend in, Jakan. You both look positively menacing.
Lady Arabelle was right. This looks like the place. Probably behind that door.
New recruits must wait outside. The Magus will address you later.
That's not fair! We want to attend the main meeting!
Stop right there. Only full members of the Order are allowed to attend the meeting. New recruits must wait out here until the Magus decides to address you. Let me see that. That's the Ascendant Magus's seal, all right. Very well. You can go in, but enter quietly. You're quite late and the meeting has already started.
Hey, we were here first!
This isn't the market, recruit. Back in line.
Our ships are ready, my lord. We can attack all Flags Islet on your command. And you can control the druid magic. It will take great power to breach the keep's defenses. We cannot afford another mishap. I can, my lord. The Alliance leaders will have nowhere to hide after I tear down their walls. Go then. Begin the attack.
They know we took the Royals to all Flags? And the Magus has ships ready to attack? We can't let them get away. Try the door to the right. Careful. I don't think that letter you found will work down here. We're gonna have to fight. Look at that. An underground river. But I don't see the Magus. Let's look around.
Did you think you could sniff around undetected?
You bastard. What have you done with Lady Arabelle?
You are annoyingly persistent. Well, my foolish adversaries, the Ascendant Order can be persistent too. Did you really think you defeated us when you retrieved your precious royals from Amenos? All you did was gather them in one place from me. Would-be emperors have brought nothing but conflict and turmoil to Tamriel. Lord Bacaro is a fool to think peace can be won with gentle words. It's time to throw down those who aspire to the Ruby Throne and mete out justice with the sword. We will assume power and put an end to this wretched war. Strength can win the peace Lord Bacaro hopes for. Hard choices must be made. But one day, the peoples of Tamriel will thank us. A pity you are too blind to see this simple truth. You really don't know. I suppose even the legendary skills of Lady Arabelle DeVoe were no match for the Ascendant Lord and his brilliant strategy. But come now, you've worked beside the investigator. Surely you've learned something. Make a guess. Not even close.
I am Count de Mar Dufort, and you are too late to stop me. If only Lady Arabelle were here to see this. Ah, but she is. My knights found her outside. She now faces justice in the dungeons below. If you hurry, maybe you can save her. I wish we could chat longer, but the tide waits for no one. Do give Lady Arabelle my regards.
He's gone, damn it! Come on, we gotta find Lady Arabelle. That's Lady Arabelle. We're close.
There you are, dears. Why'd you come? You look positively panicked. What's wrong?
The Magus said that you were... that they would... Never mind. Friend, tell Lady Arabelle what we found out.
I met the Ascendant Magus here. He was smug and annoying, and definitely a noble. But his helm disguised his voice. I thought I was fine when he only left 4 knights to guard me, but then 2 more arrived. If you hadn't drawn them away... Demar Dufort? There was something familiar about that voice, but I couldn't place it. When he captured me, I no doubt became the perfect distraction to use against you. Sorry about that, dear. Still, thank you for coming to my rescue. Where I just sent the delegates? Damn it! Very well. We're close to the Navir docks. If Count Demard is launching a naval attack, he'll want the Silver Swan, assuming she's seaworthy. If we hurry, we might catch him before he sets sail. I'm very observant, dear. Duchess Alea's new flagship is the largest vessel ever constructed by the Dufort shipyards. The Duchess planned to inspect her today, which gives us another reason to hurry. Who knows what Count Demard will do to his sister? Let's meet at the Navir docks, dears. They're just south of the castle. Stuart, have you seen Count Demard or Duchess Alea?
Count Demard? Why, no. Duchess Alea, however, is touring the Silver Swan. She does not wish to be disturbed. Good day. I think I made things perfectly clear, Mainlander. I haven't seen Count Demard all day, and Duchess Alea does not care to entertain visitors. Leave, or I will summon de Fort Knights. Ridiculous! You slander House de Fort at your own peril. I assure you, no one but House de Fort retainers are I see no rogue knights here or hostile ships off our shore. Enough of this nonsense. The only threat here is you. The Duchess plans to sail with the tide. If I catch any of you sneaking around these docks, I will have you flogged.
It looks like the portholes are open. Up the ladder, dear. I'm right behind you.
Curse your metal. For the Ascendant Order! For the Ascendant Order!
Someone, please help! They locked me in my cabin!
The Duchess! Up the stairs, my dear.
My own steward turned against me. He had the audacity to lock me in my own cabin.
Speak with the Duchess, dear. I'll have a look around.
Oh, thank you. You arrived just in time. My steward locked me in my own cabin. The nerve! I thought he was surely going to take me away, never to be found. I came to inspect my new flagship. When I arrived, Steward Hersian led me to my cabin and locked the door. He said we were to set sail, that I would be kept safe until the Ascendant Order finished their work. I have no idea what he was talking about. My brother is the Ascendant Magus? I assure you I had no idea. I have nothing to do with those rogue knights. They are dangerous rebels and outlaws. Why, they even... Well, no. I saw Demard earlier, but when he learned the Swan wasn't ready to sail, he said he made other arrangements. He spoke with Steward Hersian, gave him a letter, and departed. Wait.
Search the cabin, dear. Find that letter. You found Demard's letter? What does it say? I see you found the letter. Don't keep me in suspense, dear. Tell me what it says. Let me see. A contingency plan, eh? The Ascendant Order expected the Alliance leaders to drown in the shipwreck, but it seems they were prepared to launch a direct attack on Old Flag's Islet if all else failed. And now it has come to that. We must warn Lord Bacaro of the danger. If we can't trust House de Fort's knights, we'll need whatever troops House Valoris and the Society of the Steadfast can scrape up. Lord Bacaro is supposed to meet me at Mandrake Manor. I'll see you there.
I am simply mortified. My brother and my steward, traitors. I must return to my castle and barricade the gates.
Count Demard, or should I call him the Magus, he thinks I'm dead beneath Castle Nevere, that Duchess Alea is locked aboard the Silver Swan, and that his victory is assured. But thanks to you, he's wrong about everything. We're not finished yet, dear. Let's just say I have faith. Look what we accomplished. We know who wears the helm of the Ascended Magus, and we learn the Order is moving against all flags. We have a chance to stop Count Demard yet. Take this, dear. You more than earned it. We determined that Count Demard is the Ascended Magus, and we discovered his plan to attack All Flags Islet. As you can see, I need your help, my friend. The Alliance leaders are in grave danger. I believe we can hold All Flags Castle with a few warriors. But if we need to fight our way past the Ascendant Order forces, we'll never reach the Alliance leaders in time. We require a ship the Ascended Magus won't suspect. Remember Demard's letter to the steward? The Ascendant Order ship, Nereid's Song. It's waiting for the steward in a hidden cove. We just need to commandeer it and sail to All Flags like the rest of the ships in their fleet. Can I count on your help? First, we must find the cove where the Nereid's Song is hidden. I have no idea what cove Demard's letter referred to, but Captain Colleen might. She and the other captains are down by the harbor. We'll need them all to crew the ship, I suspect. Count Demard expects Steward Hercian to bring Nereid's Song to All Flags Islet. That makes her the perfect vessel to slip past whatever Ascendant Order forces are in the lock. Any other ship that encounters their fleet is likely to be attacked. We knew the Order had resources. Count Demard's rich and his family owns a shipyard. I imagine he quietly ordered some extra construction or even commandeered vessels from his own shipyards. I suspect he's been planning this for quite some time. Today the small island is mostly abandoned, but long ago the All Flags Navy set sail against the Slode from that location. The ruins of an ancient memorial and a great castle are still in place there. It seemed the perfect site for our peace talks.
The Ascendant Order have eyes.
Enough with the games. We should be out there doing something. Ever hear the old proverb? Opportunity arrives while Khajiit takes nap.
That doesn't even make any sense.
It does when Zaji's feet are tired.
Good to see you, friend, but something is wrong. While you and Lady Arabelle were off, we scoured Gonfalon Bay for signs of the Ascendant Order, and we found nothing. Not even one of their damn pamphlets. They're up to something. I know it. I knew it. That explains why we haven't been able to find any of their knights around Gonfalon Bay. The Ascendant Magus must have gathered all of his forces to participate in the attack. What do you need us to do? The best place to hide a vessel on that part of the island is Jury's Cove, north of the Navir docks. Let me guess. Nereid's Song is an Ascendant Order ship. You want to use it to slip past their fleet and rescue the Alliance leaders. Here, I'll mark the cove's location on your map. As for a crew, well, you're looking at your captain. As for the rest, I'll see who I can drum up.
One captain is good, but two is even better, yes?
Make that 3.
I can't ask you to join me in this.
You are not asking. Zaji is telling.
Looks like I've found a crew. Head to Jury's Cove, friend. We'll collect Lady Arabelle and meet you there.
Oh, hello, dear. Captain Colleen was about to tell us her plan. Why don't you ask her how she wants to proceed?
The ship looks like the Ascendant Order's almost done loading the ship. If we want to seize the Nereid Song, it's now or never. Cut the mooring lines. Start with the dock on the left and deal with any knights that get in your way. While they're busy with you, the rest of us will go around to the right and board Nereid Song. We'll take care of the crew. Once you've cut all 3 mooring lines, climb aboard. We'll do the rest. And don't pull your punches with those Ascendant-ordered bastards. Get ready, all of you. Once things begin, we'll need to move fast.
The Ascendant Order is breaking in!
It's just us, Valencia. Stand down!
Oh, Lady Arabelle, the Order is attacking the castle!
Yes, dear, we saw. But where are the Alliance leaders? Friend, let's talk. I wanted to get the Alliance leaders safely behind the wards in Memorial Hall. Or perhaps even spirit them away on the ship. But I doubt we'd succeed at that trick a second time. You need to find the leaders and get them to Memorial Hall. Another relic of the All Flags Navy and the site of the peace talks. The Mages Guild casts protective wards around the hall to ensure the safety of the delegates. They should hold for a time. Take this medallion. You can't enter the hall without it. Defending the castle as best we can. We need to hold back the Ascendant Order as long as possible until Lord Bakara arrives with help. If the Magus gets past us, you must protect the Alliance leaders. We'll buy you... We need to protect the Alliance leaders. Where are they?
Scattered, I'm afraid. Queen Irene was with us, but there was a great rumble and screams from below. She ran to help.
Go, my dear. Make sure Queen Irene gets to Memorial Hall. Jakan, help me sort things out here. We must hold the castle until help arrives.
Friend, these beasts and the Order's druid allies threaten everyone in the castle. They must not get by us.
Steel!
Brace yourself. This shield can absorb the lightning so long as you hold it.
We cannot withstand.
The Ascendant Order will tear this place down.
My friend, I am...
We're sitting ducks in here. Ascendant Order ships in the loch, rogue knights and their druid allies inside the castle. They may have the numbers, but I say let them come. Together we will make them pay dearly for their victory. As glorious as a fight to the death would be, I suppose I should try to survive. My subjects need me. But the others went in search of their own battles. Prince Ernskar. Find Ernskar. Then look for Emmerich. He said something about dealing with the storm. We will gather at Memorial Hall, but understand this. I have no intention of hiding behind wards while others die to protect me. This queen... Those stairs lead up to the battlements and Ernskar. I'll clear a path to the hall.
Ascendant Order rats just keep climbing up. Help me dispatch them.
Let's see it done.
That next ship reaches the dock will be overrun. We have to do something. I don't know how you got here, but I'm glad to see you. That ship approaching the pier is full of Ascendant Order reinforcements. We need to do something. Not while we're all that stands between victory and death. If I abandon the battlements now, we'll be caught like wolves in a trap. I need you... Good. Then I can use this ballista to destroy that ship. Just get down to the dock and keep these rats at bay long enough for me to smash those reinforcements out of the water. Then we can fall back to the hall. He went down to the courtyard to deal with the Elder-Tide druids. Can you believe they allied with the Ascendant Order? They're feeding this storm. You should help him, after you help me. All I need is a moment to clearly align the ballista. The door at the south end leads down to the dock. Keep them from scaling the walls, and I'll put this siege weapon to good use.
druids are beating the storm. Disrupt their ritual, friend! Now it's a fair fight. Victory is ours, friend. But we shouldn't linger too long. We need a solid plan. Well fought, friend. If you're here, Lady Arabelle must be nearby. Now what does she have up her sleeve? If I've learned anything in my long association with Lady Arabelle, it's that she always has a plan in the works. Ah yes, the protected hall. I thought Lady Arabelle's arrangements were overly cautious. Events, however, reveal the wisdom of her actions. As much as I dislike hiding, we must deny our enemies an easy victory. Do you have an invitation medallion? Then we should make use of the defenses she prepared. I'm sure she plans to launch a counterattack, just like she did during Rance's siege of Wayrest. Why, she... never mind. A tale for another time. The door to the hall is on the south wall.
You talk to High King Emmerich so easily. Have you ever read some of his writing? He's actually
Use your
a very
medallion.
talented
It's the
author.
only way past the wards. As much as this galls us, this is the prudent course. The Ascendant Order can't breach it.
You think yourselves safe? I will bring this castle down on top of you.
The wards are breached. To arms.
Hiding in your hole. And it shall be your tomb.
We can't stay here. He's trying to topple the castle.
I've just about had it with this Ascendant Magus. To the courtyard. Friend, join me.
And we'll take the battlements.
The so-called leaders of the Veiled Alliance. Prepare to fall to the Ascendant Order! You only prolong your suffering. You are formidable, but let's see how you handle this.
Hold on, friend. I've got something for that beast. All right, it's loaded. Show me what the target. Make it count.
Time to end this. I call upon the strength of the mountain.
Conjured something big. My magic. Good. Now, release the enemy and back at them.
Ascendant Lord will still triumph.
Magus falls and his minions scatter. Cowards!
We cut down the Magus, but the Lord is still out there somewhere.
The Magus has fallen. We will deliver the same fate to his lord.
Our friend here made this victory possible.
Indeed. And they got us to work together. Amazing. Now let's go find Lady Arabelle.
There you are, dear. And with the Alliance leaders, too. I assume you had something to do with the Ascendant Order's retreat? I admit I feared all was lost, as more of those rogue knights pressed onto shore. Then the castle's siege weapons unloaded on their ships, and the dark storm suddenly abated. Tell me, what actually happened in Memorial Hall? I knew you were special the moment I saw you, my dear. The Ascendant Magus hoped to topple thrones, yet instead his threat brought the Alliance leaders together. And you showed them peace is worth fighting for. Take this with my deepest thanks. Nothing about this peace conference has gone as planned, but the Ascendant Order might have given us something we didn't have before. A reason for the Alliance leaders to cooperate. Can I ask one more favor of you, dear? Lord Bacaro needs to hear about our victory at All Flags. He can stop mustering a counterforce, at least for now. Thanks to you, Count Demard's plan to decapitate the alliances has failed. The leaders are safe and back to their usual bickering. I suspect Count Demard's defeat cost the Ascendant Order most of their strength. It will take time for them to recover, which gives us a chance to salvage the peace talks. Bring the news to Lord Bacaro. Then meet me back at Mandrake Manor. Lord Bacaro should be at Steadfast Manor. Do hurry before he strikes off with an army of hired knights to join a battle that's already over. Besides, it's not often I get to send someone good news. While the conference site is repaired, I'll secure them in Gonfalon Bay. The captains in Casca can watch over the Royals and Valencia, and we'll have time to send for a new Fighters Guild delegate. I'm surprised this turned out as well as it did. That's a difficult question. I knew we had to try. Actually, I'm a bit embarrassed. Lord Bacaro trusted me to protect the conference, and I let him down. The Ascendant Order was one step ahead of me all along. I've never failed like this before. I didn't notice how powerful the Ascendant Order had become, and I should have sniffed out Count Demard's treachery. The clues were there. Wealth, grievances, arcane skill. Thanks to you, we salvaged the situation. And I can learn from my mistakes. Like Prince Ernskar, I had Captain Suzo commandeer a siege engine. That sent a few of their ships to the bottom. Then when the shaking stopped and the storm clouds parted, the remaining vessels fled. After you defeated the Magus, I suppose. No, but I'm not surprised. He and the Steadfast don't have a standing army. I imagine he's still at his manor sending missives across High Isle in an attempt to recruit knights willing to aid us. Go tell him he can stop. The threat is over for now.
Surely we're done now. I could use a drink and a meal.
Must have been tough getting captured by convicts on Amenos.
Good point, Iran. But do remember, he's only a prince.
Raise a hand if you care what the High King thinks.
Thank you, Saji.
Saji cares. Can we go home now?
Wrong royal, Zaji. We're with the Queen, remember? Now where did we leave that scow we stole?
What? Did no one tie up the ship before we ran into battle?
Drake, look at you. The hero of the day. And you've brought me along as part of the tale. Thank you, my friend, for everything.
Lady Arabelle's associate. What news do you bring me? I've been sending messengers throughout the countryside, but so far I've only managed to gather a handful of knights. I was about to send them the order to head out when I saw you approaching. Does this mean you have news from Lady Arabelle? That's excellent news. My congratulations to you and Lady Arabelle. I'll still send the knights, but now their orders will be to shore up the castle's defenses, not rush into a war. But pray tell, where are the delegates now? Of course, All Flag's castle must be half in ruins after what I can only imagine was a fierce and costly battle. I'll get with Lady Arabelle, and we'll thank the delegates for their patience. I do believe. Don't be modest, friend. From what I already know of your exploits, I can only imagine the heroics you demonstrated at All Flag's castle. Inform Lady Arabelle. We'll gather at Gonfalon Palace to celebrate your courage and the safety of the delegates. How often does someone get to save 3 realms in the same day? Your actions are an inspiration. I wonder, though, did the Ascendant Magus inadvertently help us by attacking the royals? We shall see. Go, tell Arabelle. She'll make the arrangements. Did they now? I can't wait to hear the entire story. I am surprised they didn't make use of the wards protecting Memorial Hall, though. We prepared the site to keep the delegates safe throughout the peace talks. Yes, I saw his power firsthand at Castle Navir. And Valencia explained that he somehow drew power from the volcanic vents that permeate the islands. A reckless use of magic, with little regard for consequences. Where did he learn that, I wonder? De Mard de Fort? Astonishing! I was certain the Magus was going to turn out to be one of the Monards. Tell me, what of this mysterious Ascendant Lord you encountered beneath Castle Navir? Did you learn anything about him? Cowards like that let others do the fighting for them. I imagine he's in hiding, fearing exposure and seeking a way to rebuild his forces. I suspect the Lord will remain in the shadows for now. Stay vigilant. Inform me if you learn anything more.
Welcome, my dear. What news do you bring from Steadfast Manor? Were you able to meet with Lord Baccaro, dear? What did he say when you told him about our victory? An excellent idea. Lord Baccara knows it's vital to bring the delegates back to the table. After recent events, their faith in diplomacy might well be suspect. But a party, that's something they can all agree on. Can I impose on you again, dear? Tell the delegates Lord Bacaro dearly hopes they can attend a gathering at Gonfalon Palace. If anyone hesitates, use your charms to convince them to join us. Meanwhile, I'll throw something together. Meet me at Gonfalon Palace when you're done. Royals, no concern for their own safety. They each went off in search of a diversion. High King Emmerich to the temple, Queen Irene to stroll the harbor, and Prince Ernskar to the inn. I asked the Sisters' Guard to keep an eye on them, discreetly. Leave that to me, dear. I'll send Jakan to round up our 3 brave captains and put them to work. It'll be all hands on deck, as it were, but I think we can manage. You just make sure the Alliance leaders attend the party. These royals are a stubborn lot, or hadn't you noticed? I can never predict what they will do from one moment to the next. Remind them these peace talks are imperative. If that doesn't work, tell them the other 2 accepted your invitation. Sometimes a few untruths are required to grease the wheels of diplomacy. The royals will see right through the ruse, of course, but they'll play along. All they need is a reason to believe that this isn't a waste of their time.
Magus Slayer! To what do I owe this pleasure? Have I thanked you yet for all you've done? Not just for the alliances and Lady Arabelle, but for me personally. No? Well, thank you, my friend. I don't know many people who could have beaten the Ascendant Magus. But what brings you to the temple? Another royal function. I'm getting tired of those ghastly affairs in most cases. I was just considering heading home. Queen Maria must be missing me terribly. Unless... is the celebration in my honor? It's bad form to refuse such parties. Irene and Ernskar? Well, I can't allow them to attend and not show up myself. And I guess I do owe them something of a debt, too. They did help us on Amenos and at All Flags Castle. All right, I'll attend Lord Baccaro's celebration. It seems I'll need to pay more attention to the Sisters Archipelago in the future. My negligence allowed treason to fester and bloom unchecked. That changes now. But enough grim talk. We must celebrate. I will see you at Lord Baccaro's gathering. I will need to treat that situation delicately. Until I can prove one way or another that Duchess Elea was truly ignorant of her brother's plot, I can't in good conscience reprimand the entire house. Still, I don't take treason lightly. No, but we didn't exterminate all of those Order bastards, and their so-called Ascendant Lord is still loose. I have no doubt his rogue knights will rise against us again. I'll withhold judgment on the Duforts until my daggers investigate, though.
Hello, friend. Looking for me? I've always loved the sea. Comes from growing up on Somerset, I suppose. But what can I do for you, my friend? Don't tell me there are more rogue knights threatening High Isle. A party? Just another excuse to get me and Emmerich in the same room? Oh, very well. If we could face unprecedented danger together, we can probably survive sharing a few drinks and some food. And where will this gala event be held? That's probably for the best. It's close by. And All Flags Castle was quite a mess after the battle with the Ascendant Magus. It will take Lord Baccaro considerable effort if he plans to make it ready for the conference again. Most of the belongings I brought along were lost when the Perfect Pounce sank into the sea. I wonder if I can find any suitable attire on this island. Breton tastes leave something to be desired. What am I thinking? This outfit is perfectly fine. We did not discuss peace, if that's what you're asking. We disagree on important issues, which is why diplomacy usually begins with social occasions. Banquets, balls, hunts, and the like. Rarely do they involve fighting for your life, though. We regaled each other with tales of how we survived the shipwrecks and our adventures on Amenos. I believed Emmerich was past his prime, no longer the great hero. And Ernskar struck me as young and brash. I now have a different perspective.
The stories I've heard about Queen Irene are incredible. I wonder if even half of them are true. Believe it. An Ascendant Order sailed a fleet right into the...
Gather round, ye lads and lasses, listen far and wide. For across the isles and for a while we've had a source of pride.
Well met, friend.
Noble are the
Come have a
mighty
drink with
orders,
me.
3 in name there are. Through epic poems their deeds are known in lands both near and far.
After the battles we endured, I was hoping to find a celebration. Unfortunately, this inn is as dead as the elk served at the Skull King's table. Have you come to drink with me, perhaps, my friend? Well, that's a welcome bit of news. Even a party full of royals and nobles has got to be better than this place. Wait, will Emmerich and Irene be in attendance? If they decline the invitation, I probably should as well. And it seems I have no other choice. I will attend Lord Baccaro's celebration, and if the festivities evolve into more serious conversations, perhaps I will even listen. Wait until the Skull King hears what he missed. Raging storms, a deadly jungle, a battle against near hopeless odds at an ancient castle. My father is going to kick himself. Well, maybe not about the storms. He gets sick at sea. Absolutely. He was an adventuring bard before he took the throne of Eastern Skyrim. He's not as ancient as Emmerich, and that old lion enjoyed himself. When we weren't almost dying, at least. I'll send a report to my father. Tell him all about it. As long as nothing else out of the ordinary happens, I'll stay. At least for a while. The weather here on High Isle is so much nicer than what we have in Windhelm. I can do without the cold and the snow for a little longer.
Hey, good looking. Got a moment? Lord Baccaro may have proclaimed that this was a celebration for the Alliance leaders, but everyone came out to see the hero who saved All Flags Castle. I'm impressed how fast the word got around, even if I may have had something to do with that. Just wanted you to know, I worked it out with Lady Arabelle. She considers my debt to her paid in full. I think she may have confused me with you, but I'll take it any way I can get it. So go in and enjoy the party. I'm sure I'll see you around. I put on a few disguises, sure, and I'm glad everyone's safe, but all this hero stuff gives me a rash. I'm not supposed to attract so much attention. Anyway, Lady Arabelle wants a word with you before she starts the main event. She's waiting inside.
Not my finest work, but I think this venue will do.
The meeting of the delegates is the closest we've come to peace. I don't understand the motivations of anyone who tries to stop it. Fortunately, they have you here to protect them. I believe returning to normal thanks to you. The symptoms of Vera Lane's experiments have faded from our patients. Now they can focus on the conditions that originally brought them to me. That will be its own struggle, but one we're trained for. Oh, of course. As long as this horrible war rages, I will help heal the injured. And I believe in Lord Baccaro's dream. Learning about the lives of our enemies offers the best path to peace.
There you are! Everyone's talking about how great you and Lady Arabelle are and all the great stuff you did. Everything you did at Tordreac must seem small in comparison. I've been bragging about knowing you. I hope that's alright. Of course, some people seem skeptical that the same person who rescued the Alliance leaders and killed the Ascended Magus also chased down sheep magic to look like people. But that's part of the fun. Now go celebrate! You've earned it.
Your assistance at Stonelore Grove wasn't an isolated incident, it seems. You have a knack for getting other people out of trouble, my friend. And the notables in this chamber. An impressive collection. I am honored that you also helped me. More or less. Nature has a way of doing the unexpected, but that's part of its grandeur. The spirit of the Grove has become more of a partner than a tool, and I am glad of that. You helped make that possible. The Circle will never forget that. No, not yet. It's like the very rock refuses to talk to us, and we're the Stonelore druids. I've been busy getting the Grove settled, but I think I'll offer to help with the investigation into the lava vents and the volcano. It's the least I can do.
Are you surprised to see a simple sea captain like me in the company of aristocracy? It seems my service to the Dominion lifted the Prowler's name to Queen Irene's ears. Go speak to Lady wherever I please. That's the joy of the sailing life. We have a few jobs lined up. Sailors must eat after all. But I think we can afford some shore leave. And Queen Irene asked to talk later. I sense more dangerous cargo in the near future.
A few days ago, I was sitting in a dank crypt, wondering when the Ascendant Order was going to slit my throat and feed me to the slaughterfish. Didn't see anything like this in my future, that's for certain. I'm not going anywhere until High King Emmerich finishes up what he came here to do. That's fine with me, though. It'll give me time to sign on a crew and put Nereid's song in proper shape. Lady Arabelle insisted, and the Duchess doesn't seem opposed. Still haven't decided whether to rename her. There's a lot of luck tied up in a ship's name. Oh, and while I'm here, I agreed to protect the delegates. I could use the extra gold.
I owe you my thanks, Walker. I found all the Ascendant Order knights I could hope for during that fight on All Flags Islet. I can finally say, my crewmates from the Perfect Pounds have been avenged. That depends on Queen Irene. We're staying in Gonfalon Bay as long as she is, but that suits me fine. We've got a new ship and a new crew to break in, and I'll be keeping an eye on Zaji, as always.
Finally, Queen Irene is where she belongs. Zaji is content. Zaji could be content to gaze upon Queen Irene all day, in fact. Long sunny days and tender nights, filled with song, drink, and love. Or so Zaji hopes. Since Queen Irene has no one else to look after her in these islands, Zaji hereby appoints himself the task of catering to her every need. That is a task better left in Casca's claws. Who will look after Queen Irene if not Zaji? And Lady Arabelle insisted we help guard the delegate anyway, so what is this one to do? Zaji can only hope his devotion is rewarded.
After so many challenges and setbacks, it's hard to believe all the delegates are finally together in this chamber. Except Quentin Garrott, of course. I can't support the choice he made, but I hope he is at peace now.
Just look at all these fine people committing diplomacy together. And they say it is all because of you, my bestest friend. You must tell Rigard how you did it sometime. Oh, very good. Tanilan and Ulganash said my diplomacy was so strong, they didn't need to be diplomatized anymore. They told me I could go commit diplomacy on new people and make more friends. Everybody in town. Sailors, merchants, fishmongers, dock workers, beggars, anyone I could catch. People like you when you buy them drinks. Although, I'm not really sure how that helps Abonard Pact.
You rescued the Alliance leaders. I thought you were amazing when you helped me back at Broke Rock Mine, but friend, you're incredible. Where better to find a ship than in Gonfalon Bay? I'll get passage on one of them. Until then, I'm helping people. Yes, I started by singing rats off a galley. It's a small start, but now folks are coming to me with their problems. I'm making a name for myself. It may not be much yet, but I crafted it myself. And it's my name, not my father's. Me? I'm going to enjoy myself. Maybe try some new foods. It's nice being at a party and not having to worry about being called on to perform. After that, I'm going to battle monsters, solve real problems, like you.
I understand we have you to thank for High King Emmerich's safety. And for the other leaders, of course. I am appalled by the part Demard played in this plot. I promise you, House Dufort will do everything in our power to set right his wrongful deeds.
A great day, friend. Despite the Ascendant Order's every effort, the delegates to Lord Baccaro's conference survived and are still willing to talk peace. You and Lady Arabelle made this possible. And sadly, no. She will never sail again. But several Ascendant Order vessels were abandoned after the fight at All Flags Islet. Since the Order wrecked my ship, I hope to claim one of theirs for compensation. I recrew and refit here in Gonfalon Bay. I do not know how long Prince Ernscar plans to stay, but it would be my honor to return him safely home when the time comes. Until then, I promised Lady Arabelle I would help protect all the delegates.
After so many challenges and setbacks, it's hard to believe all the...
It seems you've been busy, my friend. Not only did you assist Stibbins and I with that unfortunate business on All Flags Islet, but it appears you aided all these notables as well. Perhaps I could hire you on full-time? No. Ah, just as well. Oh, if you don't mind, I'd rather not recall that dreadful experience. You have no idea what it's like to have a foul-mouthed, libidinous sea captain inside your head. Although, I must say the feelings he left me with were rather enticing. I still have a few last things to take care of on All Flags Islet before the peace talks can proceed. After that, who can say? I go where I'm needed, and Stibbins follows faithfully in my wake. Someone must carry my... Oh, Oh, that goes without saying. I am Tamriel's most celebrated treasure hunter and author, after all. I may stick around for the peace talks. Or I heard about some strange happenings in the Telvanni Peninsula. Or Hammerfell. I haven't been there in ages.
The turnout for this is incredible. Look at all these lives you've touched. Drake, I knew you were a hero, but... I did. The Order of the Albatross welcomed her home. She's been interred in a crypt reserved for knights that died on errantry. I've visited her a few times. She has a nice spot. I am. Sir LaFleury was very impressed with my tale. As he put it, who am I to stand in the way of the unstoppable Dame Maddock? I'm still not used to the title, but I'll get there. I think I'll spend some time working with the knights at Castle Navir. Get my sea legs under me, so to speak. The Knight Commander is already muttering about having me take on a squire. So I expect it'll be back into the breach soon enough.
So many people. And most of them are actually talking about you instead of me. That's sort of strange, but rather refreshing. I think I understand what Lord Bacaro hoped to accomplish. We can be in the same room and not attempt to kill each other.
I'm impressed that Lady Arabelle managed to arrange all this in such a short time. It might not be the setting Lord Bacaro originally intended, but it works well enough for a party.
I need to get off my uncomfortable throne and meet challenges with steel in my hand more often. Still, it's nice to be around people who aren't actively trying to kill me.
Excellent! I see all three of our royal guests are in attendance. And Lady Arabelle has worked her usual magic to create a suitable setting for the occasion. That woman's competence is positively uncanny.
I see you convinced our royal guests to come to our little gathering. Well done, dear. Now for the tricky part. Persuading them to stay for Lord Bacaro's talks. After so many perils, I suppose I couldn't blame them if they decided to leave. Excellent, dear. You saved Emmerich and the others from the Ascendant Order and ended the threat of the Magus. Plus, you salvaged the talks and restored the hope for peace. Take this. This is your day as much as anyone's. I have to address the crowd. We're here to celebrate the coming together of 3 great leaders, and to show our appreciation for a hero who saved the delegates and kept our hopes for peace alive. On behalf of Lord Bacaro and the Society of the Steadfast, I ask our honored guests to enjoy the celebration.
The Aldmeri Dominion thanks our hero and promises to participate when the talks resume.
The Ebonheart Pact wholeheartedly agrees.
As does the Daggerfall Covenant. 3 cheers for our hero and for Lord Bacaro!
Well said, High King, and well said, Queen and Prince. Let the celebration begin. I knew at the moment I saw you, dear. This one has spirit. This one has the heart of a hero. Not too unlike what Emmerich saw when he first looked at me. You know I appreciate all you've done, my friend. You can call on me for help whenever you need. No rest for the weary, dear. I need to help Lord Baccara restore All Flags Castle for the peace talks, improve security, figure out what other traitors beside Count Damard are lurking about, and of course, I need to keep the delegates safe. Not right now. The captains and Koska have agreed to help guard the delegates, but the rest is all paperwork and supervision. When the peace talks get underway, I'll send for you. If you're still interested in helping, of course. No pressure, dear. An excellent answer. I must write that down. I expect that my notes will make an excellent basis for the next Investigator Vale novel. I must send them off to the author at once. Let's just say the author is a very dear friend of mine. Why, I would even go so far as to admit I know her as well as I know myself. And that is quite positively all I intend to share on this topic. Now go mingle and accept the adoration of the crowd.
We have taken the first step on a long journey. Still, no one ever reaches their destination without taking that step. I owe you a debt, friend. Because of you, there's still a chance for peace. I promise. That depends on how fast I can get workers out to rebuild All Flags Castle and restore Memorial Hall. And I need to send word to the Mages Guild. Valencia alone can't replace the wards. There's also a new Fighters Guild delegate to consider. I'm certainly going to try. We've all accomplished too much to let the talks just fade away like a mist in the morning sun. You showed them they can work together. We can build upon that, provided I can get them to stay until we're ready to begin.